What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. We do have some big topics to discuss. Firstly, the hottest topic around Barcelona has been the future of the goalkeeping position. As of right now, Barcelona are advancing heavily in signing Joan Garcia. Personal terms agreed, just waiting for the final decision from the player. Regardless if we sign Joan Garcia or not, the club are making it a priority to sign a goalkeeper this summer. Alongside that, of course, left-wing new winger signing is one of the utmost priorities as well. Luis Diaz option is fading away, and the Marcus Rashford option is gaining heavy strength. There's already a meeting yesterday between Deco and Marcus Rashford's camp, with him having Pino Zahavi as his agent. This deal could definitely intensify on an initial loan. We have some exit updates as well. Ansu Fati on the verge of leaving. Lenglet and Romeu returning from their loans. We have future update on them. In regards to the goalkeeper department as well, Szczesny has finally answered Barcelona's offer for the renewal. We will discuss that and also its impact. Big renewal updates as well on Lamine, Yamal, Oriol Garcia, and Marc. Casado. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is by far the best replica jersey website on the market, and it's not even close. They have a variety of different items at the absolute best prices. They sent me two kits recently. First one is the retro Barcelona kit, the home kit, which I'm currently wearing right now, and also as well the second kit for that season in the blue edition. Oh my god, like the stitching is fantastic. The quality is, superb. Feels like I have the actual, original kit for a fraction of the price. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 10% off your order. That's BOY. Use it at checkout, and all orders above $80 as well will receive free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. The first topic we're going to discuss is probably the biggest topic around Barcelona over the past 48 to 72 hours, and that is around the potential signing of Joan Garcia, the Spanish goalkeeper for Espanyol, as now Barcelona see it necessary to sign a goalkeeper now instead of the planned summer of 2027. They now brought that move 2 years early due to Ter Stegen being crap, pretty much. But let's get into it. I'm going to give you guys all the news over the past few days, and I'll give you guys my thoughts, analysis, and opinion. Firstly, Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona is planning to go in the market for Joan Garcia, who is considered a good option due to his quality. Both Deco and Flick think it's time to reinforce the goalkeeping spot, and his release cost, of course, is worth 25 million euros. His agent Ande Barra is also the agent of Dani Olmo. Arsenal, Villa, Bournemouth, Leverkusen, and Napoli have reportedly inquired about the player following their interest. The final decision when and if Barcelona does intend to take the step forward lies with Joan Garcia himself, as he knows he's been on Barcelona's radar for some time now. Xavier Andreu, Espanyol's communication director, also hinted yesterday on Raccoon that it's very difficult to stop the goalkeeper's departure, and that there will be news in the coming weeks. Again, with that release clause being cheap and active, Espanyol themselves as a club cannot stop this departure. Only Joan Garcia himself can say, oh, I don't want to leave, and extend his deal, obviously, but he's of course open to leaving and developing his career. Now, from Mr. Mano came out saying that Barcelona do have concrete interest in Joan Garcia after his standout season at Espanyol, but they face competition from Premier League and Bundesliga clubs. Barcelona have, of course, a great relationship with Joan Garcia's agent and plan to sign him now and then loan him out while keeping Ter Stegen and Szczesny present. The plan is not guaranteed and depends on players on outgoing decisions between Barcelona and the agent and the player. Jonathan Mero came out saying that Joan Garcia is already aware of what terms Barcelona are offering him, and there has been serious contact recently. Valencia, according to Renewal, have been in talks with Barcelona for over a month now for Joan Garcia. They want Barcelona to sign him and then loan him out to them for a season. Again, I'll discuss this later on. Matteo Brito also came out saying that Joan Garcia is not keen on going to Barcelona. He'd rather go to the Premier League. And after that report, Jordan Romeu came out with a bit of a bombshell, basically saying that what I'm telling you is that no decision has been made yet. All options are still open for Joan Garcia. Yes, he has other offers from Barcelona, and yes, they are more expensive and he'll earn more money. People very close to him tell him that he hasn't closed the door yet to Barcelona. He can't close Barcelona's offer because the offer is very attractive from a sporting and financial standpoint. The problem lies with the emotional side, but it depends on whether he wants to take a few days to process this psychologically, conditioned with the close environment. From here, we'll see how things develop. There's nothing more to it. Joan is hesitant to come to Barcelona because of his implication of moving from Espanyol to Barcelona, and because of the high standing at Espanyol, because of his family is exposed to certain comments, and because the whole environment he lives in affects him. This is the responsibility of social media. If Joan Garcia was right by Vallecano's goalkeeper, tomorrow he would be a Barcelona keeper. He's basically saying the only reason why Joan Garcia has not signed as of this point is because of the Espanyol Barcelona connection, the derby, and the aftermath and the implications that could come with making, of course, that big move. Following this, Renewal came out saying that there are doubts in the club about Ter Stegen due to his serious injury, the fact that he's now 33. While Flick acknowledges his importance as a captain, he also sees a new signing of a new goalkeeper as key to as a key step needed to help the team progress in the coming years. And Barcelona wants Joan Garcia as he's a good goalkeeper, reasonable price, and he has potential. But the question is, there's Ter Stegen. The club realizes that there is a lot of competition in that order to have to come. He needs to be guaranteed minutes. So from the club's perspective, I think that okay, we have 3 goalkeepers. Of course, one of them will have to leave if Joan Garcia is signed, but can you guarantee him first team minutes? That's where the big question comes in. Now, yesterday morning, Deco came out saying that Joan Garcia will meet with his agent this week to carefully consider his option. He hasn't ruled out Barcelona yet and wants to choose the best path for his career and national team hopes. He is clear that if he leaves Espanyol, it will not be to go out on loan. He wants to join a big club to fight for the starting position. Despite liking European experience, he's confident in his ability and fully ready for the challenge. Barcelona know they must pay his €25 million release clause to sign him, and ready to do it immediately. So from that previous report that said that Barcelona may not have the $25 million for the release clause, Mundo Deportivo was saying that Barcelona had the money ready to go and ready to pay once the decision is made on the player's side. Alex Pentel of Relivo came out saying that Barcelona has definitely decided to go for Joan Garcia. The decision will be made by the player himself, who has several offers on the table, although reportedly his agent would prefer that he join Barcelona. Candacera came out saying that Joan Garcia's Andres believes that the player's move to Barcelona will go through. This isn't confirmed that it will happen or not, but they think it probably will. Fernando Polo came out saying that Joan Garcia, if he arrives at Barcelona, will come to compete with Ter Stegen for the goalkeeping position, not as a clear replacement for him. He would get his chance to prove himself under Flick. So it won't be guaranteed the #1 spot, but definitely an opportunity to push for it and to challenge Ter Stegen. Now, following all of this, Joan Garcia was speaking to the media because he played a match for the Catalonia national team yesterday. He played, I think, with alongside common names: Eric Garcia, Pau Victor, Ferran Jucla, Oriol Romeu, Arnau Martinez, Alex Garcia as well. He came out saying that in football, news is constantly circulating and many things are said, but not all of what is being said is the truth. But I can tell you, I am very calm on Barcelona. Whatever I decide, I will decide with the people close to me, and we will choose what is best for me, and I'm confident that will happen. It would be nice to play against Espanyol. These things can happen. I will try to take it on the positive side of things, and if it happens, I will accept it with enthusiasm. So there he is, debunking Gerard Romero's last point, that's in the this is all based on an emotional decision, because if he wasn't playing for Espanyol, if he was playing for any other team in the world, he would have already signed for Barcelona by now. But he's saying here, I will happily face Espanyol. I know that my boyhood club, they're my team, but I will happily come up against them. No worries there. Fran Martinez said the situation is still open. There's no shortage of options as well, waiting for the next few days to see what happens. Then there was some more big news. Mundo said that Barcelona's offer to Joan Garcia has been on the table for some time now. The proposed contract would be for 5 seasons, including a bonus if he gets called up to the Spanish national team. There's already a verbal agreement with his agent, though the final decision is up to the goalkeeper himself, as he considers this the next big step of his career. So Barcelona have everything agreed with Joan Garcia on personal terms, of course, via his agent. Salary, bonuses, sign-on fee, whatever it may be, all waiting for now is the player's final yes or no. Mundo Deportivo also came out saying that a meeting is scheduled for either the coming Friday or Monday between Joan Garcia and his agent. His agent had made the most progress in talks with Barcelona, and they want to close the deal. There's an agreement in principle with his agent who has been finalized if there is an agreement with his agent which will be finalized if João gives the go ahead. So basically, he is the most advanced deal that he has on tape right now is with Barcelona, and all that's needed is his final say. As another question on international duty, are you closing the door to Barcelona? I'm very calm. Really, a lot of things are coming out, and a lot of teams are coming out as well. They don't just depend on me. At the moment, I'm an Espanyol player, and I don't have a date, so to speak, to decide. Recently, the latest reports before recording this video is that he will most likely make a move to Newcastle. Apparently, reports in the Catalonia media are saying that he will pick between Barcelona or Newcastle. Todo Costa saying that Espanyol feel that Joan Garcia will not sign for Barcelona, and this feeling has grown stronger in recent hours. The player has already made his decision, which is unknown, and is meant to announce it before the end of this week. I think the general consensus is that a decision is coming very, very quickly, which again means that you don't have to drag on this too much, which we don't mind. In terms of him going out on loan, I don't think that's a reality. If we're going to go and, spend this kind of money on a release clause immediately to do all this deal, he's better than all the goalkeepers we have, so why send him out on loan? In terms of allegiance with Espanyol, I mean, look, man, this is the big boy leagues. You want to hack it, you can move on. I think Joan Garcia is the perfect option for Barcelona. He'd elevate this team to the next level. Good price as well, great prospect, great potential. From the city as well, you can't really go wrong there. I think this has all the makings to be a brilliant signing for Barcelona. Again, I'm hearing reports that he's going to buy a house in London, he's buying a house in Barcelona. I've heard both stories. It really comes down to when he'll make this decision. It's quite clear that he has options on the table, and we'll wait and see. I think it will be either England or Barcelona. I don't think it'll be your Bundesliga or your Serie A. It's looking quite clearly. But again, with Newcastle, they have Nick Pope, they have good goalkeepers, so it's not like he's going to be a walk in the park there as well. But like Szczesny says, if you get a contract offer from Barcelona and you say no, you don't have balls. So we'll see what Joan Garcia does. Again, everything's agreed with him and the player. All that's left now is for him to say yes or no, and we'll see what he does decide over the next few days. But we do have some reserve options in the event that we don't go and get Joan Garcia. The most important news about all this saga, in my opinion, is that we are going to sign a goalkeeper this summer. This, for me, is the big positive. We have been linked with two others. First one up is Bart Verbruggen of Brighton. Santiona of Mercado came out saying that Barcelona have asked to know the condition of a potential deal for Verbruggen. He is high on the club's list alongside Joan Garcia. A lot of other people's favorite option as well is Lucas Chevalier. Jimenez came out saying the option of Lille's goalkeeper Lucas Chevalier is fading away. It doesn't seem likely. Barcelona today have never contacted their agent to inquire about him, and there are other priorities. Again, for me, anyone is better than Ter Stegen at this point. So signing a goalkeeper for me is already a massive plus. This for me shows that Deco and Flick know a bit of ball. Of course, Ter Stegen out has been trending over the past few days. We'll talk about Ter Stegen's future in the exit part of this video, but focusing mainly on a goalkeeper signing. Anyone semi-decent we will take. I mean, this will be the hugest, probably one of the biggest signs we do make in recent times, because we have, we've had Ter Stegen now for 11 years. We've had no other goalkeeper as a number one since 2016 when Bravo left. It's really an interesting situation, and it's quite clear that the club's main target is Joan Garcia. Comes now really down to us convincing him to say yes. As of right now, it's kind of moving in towards the fact that nobody really knows. Some people are trying to, do a bit of guesswork. I think the most important thing is just on the wait for the players side to communicate. Again, we've already agreed everything with his agent in terms of personal terms and the contract. Just now waiting for the final signature. Now, going into this transfer window, I think a lot of the fans' general consensus is that the main priority that we need to reinforce is the left wing position. Of course, goalkeeper has made a big push as of late just due to the final few games of the season. But the main priority for me, along with the goalkeeper, is definitely another attacking option. And as of right now, the most likely left winger we're going to sign is Marcus Rashford. Motorboard have come out saying that Manchester United would like to proceed with the sale of Marcus Rashford, who according to the Manchester Evening News is valued at around 50 million euros, now represented by Finis Zahavi. It remains to be seen whether his loan move to Barcelona is viable or not. Tony Juan Mardi, who is all over this Rashford story from January, even now saying that Barcelona would consider Rashford interesting if they could bring him in on loan, at most with a non-mandatory purchase option. Like other names, Marcus is on the list of low-cost options in the event the Luis Diaz operation isn't possible. But advancements have been made a lot recently. Mathieu Merdu came out saying that Barcelona recently held contacts regarding a potential deal for Marcus Rashford. He's a player Deco and the management team really like, and he's valued at around 40 million pounds, 50 million euros. Rashford already had the possibility of wearing a Barca shirt this January, and even today it's an option that remains open for the player. Then the meeting happened yesterday afternoon, according to 24 Marti, and of course he had leaked pictures to prove it. There was a meeting between Marcus Rashford's camp and Deco. Xavi was not present in this meeting, more so Marcus Rashford's entourage meeting with Deco, maybe discussed life in Barcelona and things like that. He also mentioned that with the Luis Diaz operation proving to be difficult for Barcelona, they have now activated the Rashford option and talks ongoing to bring the English forward initially on a loan with a buy option. Rashford is very enthusiastic about joining Barcelona, and Hansi Flick has already given the green light for the deal to take place, as he did back in January. Both Fabrizio Romano and Matteo Marito confirmed this, and Romano also added the fact that Rashford is one of 4 options for Barcelona. We know that, well, of course, one of the other names is Luis Diaz. I would love to know who the other 2 names are on our list. Apparently, Fabrizio Romano said multiple times in videos and tweets, Barcelona have 4 names for left wing. One of them is Luis Diaz, one of them is Rashford, and right now they're trying to go for Rashford. I would love to know who the other 2 names are, whether it be Nico Williams, Adam Malukman, or whoever it may be, Rafael Leao, but I really want to know those names. On Rashford, look, I mean, if it's a loan, whatever, but I just feel like we're at a point now where we need to make an investment. We can't just rely on Rafa and Lamine. Going into this summer, my priority was to bring in someone big that way they can rotate, have some competition and coverage. You're gonna just bring in Rashford, who he's the kind of essentially a Ferran Torres for the wings, where he is reliable maybe, but he's not someone that can displace them. Rafinha and Lamine will still be the starters no matter what. Even if Rashford's on fantastic form, I don't think he has the capability of benching either of those 2 players, especially after the season that Rafinha had and his prominence in the team as well. So I don't see it screams very, very short term, but if we can finesse a loan deal, I mean, I guess we'll take it. In regards to Luis Diaz, again, Torquemada Marti came out saying that some people within Barcelona are ruling out the signing of Luis Diaz. Again, thank God for that, especially for the price. I mean, if you look at the player profile, I would still probably take Rashford over Luis Diaz. I like Luis Diaz as a versatile option as well, but for 70-80 million, they could have a day off. And it's just an option where it just doesn't make sense financially for Barcelona in any capacity whatsoever. Also, there is an update on Nico Williams as well. 24 Marti again saying that at the start of the season, Nico Williams' camp held onto the idea of supposed agreement for this summer, but Barcelona already told them that no such agreement exists. So Nico Williams thought, okay, I'll stay 1 more season at Bilbao, then make my move to Barcelona. They tried to start some talks with Barcelona at the beginning of the season, like, hey, we're still gonna make that move this coming summer, and Barcelona basically ghosted them. So that is an interesting one as well. When he's gonna be the same price as Rashford, I mean, it screams as a better option in my opinion, but I think the club have totally discarded this. Remember, they said last summer the train only comes by once, and they're sticking by that. So I do respect that, but he's just such a perfect option in my opinion that I would just let it go by. But the club wanted to say stand on business. I validate that. But as of right now, the most likely option is Marcus Rashford. Again, there's leaked pictures of us meeting with his camp. Like, this is like no mean feat. This is nothing too crazy. Interesting to see what Barcelona do entail and do. And am I in favor for it? If it's a loan, sure, like for a quick season, but for paying, I don't think Rashford is worth 50 million euros. I think he's probably worth maybe 35 or 40. Of course, United are going to be desperate to sell him. He's got big wages, so have to cut them, but according to reports, he's rejecting every offer he has on the table, and he's only prioritizing Barcelona. With that being said, with that mindset, and with Xavi, this deal looks like it could definitely happen imminently. Let's now discuss some players that have been rumored to be leaving Barcelona over the past few days. First one up, of course, is the main one in Marc-Andre ter Stegen, the captain of the team. Fernando Polo and Ferran Martinez of Mundo Deportivo came out saying that ter Stegen may have to reconsider his situation. His contract runs until 2028, but his status with the German national team, where he's currently seen as a starter, will require him to continue playing regularly if he wants to be the starting goalkeeper at the World Cup this summer. If Barca signs a goalkeeper, it's logical that the starting goalkeeper will come from the competition, especially if there's new goalkeeper with a strong reputation behind him. So they're basically saying that, look, if a new goalkeeper is signed, you're going to go back to square one in terms of competition and fighting for your spot, and he may lose that battle. And if he does lose that battle, he may not go to the World Cup. He's waiting, of course, for years and years and years for Neuer to either to try and bench Neuer or for Neuer to retire, and now Neuer finally has, and now he's kind of washed, which is not great timing for Ter Stegen. Now, Catalonia Radio came out saying that whether or not Barca's interest in Joan Garcia materializes or not, it is clear that Ter Stegen, after a decade without competition for the starting position, there's movement. How the captain react is unknown. The other AS came out saying that Ter Stegen may leave the club if the club can guarantee him regular playing time. His dream is, of course, to become Germany's first choice goalkeeper at this upcoming World Cup. The club has already begun reassessing his situation due to his dip in form and the 3 knee-attended surgeries in recent years. There is serious interest in Europe and from Saudi as well. It is a very, very, very interesting situation. I think for me personally, what I would do is, of course, definitely, bid him. I just think he's just a bit surplus to requirements at the moment, and he just really does not, instill you with confidence and momentum. There is, of course, a big report as well that there's been a leak in the dressing room, and the leak apparently was found and was nullified, and of course, this all coincides with the captain leaving the club. Of course, when Ter Stegen was out injured, we had no leaks. As soon as he came back training with the first team, there were leaks. It doesn't take a scientist to figure it out. I think to check his time's up. I think if I'm Ter Stegen, I say, look, I would have personally said I'll stay as number 2 and then tell the other guy, Fumador, to leave. But we know what Fumador has done recently. We'll talk about that as well. At this point, with Szczesny staying, a little bit of a hint of a future part of this video, I think Ter Stegen should walk. Go play somewhere else, regain your love for football. I know the last year has been crazy for you with the injury and, personal stuff, but Ter Stegen out is trending worldwide, man. I mean, you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked. Like, there's no way back, in my opinion. Unless he gets a preseason chance, he performs crazy. We just know it's not in his locker. We know he doesn't have the ability to do that. So we'll see how things turn out. If I'm Ter Stegen, you walk with your head held high. Maybe he wants a send-off because he feels like he's a Barcelona legend, which he probably is, if we're being completely honest. But I think he just takes that, montage video and walks, man. You're just calling for more trouble. Apparently, Ter Stegen, of course, he's definitely known that his name is trending to leave Barcelona. The local media, Mundo Deportivo Sport, have picked it up as well. They've been publishing it and mentioning it. It's too hard of a campaign for not only the club to avoid, but also Ter Stegen himself to avoid as well. So we'll see how things do play out. But Ter Stegen's future will have to be maybe potentially reconsidered if Barcelona do go out there and sign a new goalkeeper. Now, a player who is set to leave Barcelona this summer for sure is Clement Lenglet. The real question now is on the conditions of the deal. According to Candacer, Atletico Madrid are speeding up their efforts to sign Clement Lenglet. They're working to offer Barcelona another 1-year loan or wait for Lenglet to agree a contract termination with Barcelona. So they probably want to take him on loan on the exact same conditions, which, to be honest, I probably would do. I'm at a point now where I'm just desperate to just not have him on the books anymore. If we can somehow agree a termination with him, that would of course be the most ideal scenario. Maybe Atletico would be involved in that, but there's just an absolute lost cause here for his future. There's literally no point in dwelling on this too much. It's just something that it's gonna take time, in the sense of it's a process. We can't just say, oh yeah, go up, see you later, and bid him. Have to negotiate, especially with the fat contract that he does have at the club. But the most important thing, of course, is that Atletico Madrid's interest is still there. They still want to keep him for the foreseeable future. They want to have him in their squad next season. It's all about the how now. Loan, sign him for a fee, contract termination, we let him go for free but have a sell-on clause, future clause. So many different ways that we can get rid of him. It's just now down to finding the formula that fits both Barcelona and Atletico. Now, speaking of loan players, a player who will be returning from his loan is Oriol Romeu. The official announcement from Girona is that Oriol Romeu is a Barca player again as Girona ends his loan, allowing him to return to his club of origin, which of course is Barcelona. We'll wait and see if they're interested in buying him. Again, I'm not too worried about Romeu. I think he'll walk for sure. I don't think he'll cause too many problems with Barcelona. Maybe he'll leave for free, just terminate his contract, maybe get paid half his remaining salary, go somewhere else, get sold, another loan, whatever it may be. I'm not too worried about his future, of course. In regards to Barcelona, he has absolutely 0% chance, but one to watch out for in terms of where he goes, how much will we get for him as well. But it looks like Girona do not want to keep him on a long-term basis. Now, the player that is the closest to leaving Barcelona this summer is Ansu Fati to Monaco. Everything is agreed, barring the final few details between Barcelona and Monaco. This deal is, in fact, imminent. Fabrizio Romano and Matteo Marito have come out saying that Ansu Fati has reached an agreement with AS Monaco and is keen on the move. The French club is close to signing him on loan with a buy option and a sell-on clause as well. Only a few deals remain to be solved between Monaco and Barcelona, with the new talks set to take place. Romano also confirmed that the buy option will be around 20 million euros, and of course they do buy him, there will be a sell-on clause for Barcelona as well, a big one as well, whether it be 40, 50%, 60%. We'll wait and see on the details of that. Also, Nico did some Copes come out saying that basically there is an agreement in principle between Barcelona and Monaco for Ansu, along with the buy option by the end of the season. The coach of Monaco has been, his great supporter, and Ansu is more attracted to Monaco's offer than Chelsea. Of course, apparently Chelsea came in for him a little bit, given his experience in the Premier League. And Fati is currently in New York. The deal will be finalized in the next few days. So again, Nico, this is the only one that's saying that all this deal is basically all agreed. Everyone else saying that there's still a few more details left between Barcelona and Monaco. From the Monaco Ansu Fati side and the Barcelona Ansu Fati side, it's all done with the players, just between the two clubs now finding that agreement. I'll discuss this more in detail once we get the here we go video and I get that final video out. I think this is going to be, of course, a good move for all party, as already mentioned, but this deal is well advanced. Now, one player's future that is maybe, I would say, a tiny bit uncertain is the future of Ronald Araujo. According to Alex Pentel of Renewal, Araujo will stay at Barcelona. He has a contract until 2031 with a buyout clause of 65 million euros this summer, which will rise to 80 in the next transfer window in January 2026. Despite this, the player isn't moving, as he himself is happy at the club. Again, with the release clause this low, anything can happen. Of course, I think Araujo's mindset is to stay, and the club's mindset as well, Flick, Deco, and Laporta, is to keep him. They're not going to put him on the market, not going to push him out, offer him to other clubs. I think if someone comes and activates the release clause, we will not, hold them back. We'll say, you know what, you want to leave for that? Fair enough. We're not going to say, oh, here, take a new renewal, stay, please stay, Araujo, look, it's Barcelona, blah, blah, blah. I don't think the club will do that. Let's say, if you know what, you want to leave, the door is there for you. And I'm very much on that same boat as well. I wouldn't push him out. I wouldn't offer him out to clubs. I wouldn't, force him out, freeze him out. If someone asks me to release clause, I'll say, you know what, crack on, see you later, alligator. But if no one does, I would keep him for the season. I think that's the mindset of the club. Of course, Araujo himself is hoping for a big season next season, being one of the captains, being, injury free from the start of the season. He's hoping for a big, impactful year. We'll wait and see if he can deliver or not. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, a contract renewal update on Wojciech Szczesny. Again, we've been waiting for this decision for quite some time now. Kind of decision came out saying that Szczesny still hesitant about Barca's offer. We don't know when he's going to eventually accept it or not and stay. We're just waiting now for that final call. And over the past 48 hours, the final call has come in, and Szczesny informed the club that he wants to stay. The news broke from Polish outlets and then confirmed by Tony Marti that Szczesny has responded to Barcelona's offer and he is going to be staying, and he will be the second choice goalkeeper this upcoming season. Alex Pentel from Renewal said that regardless of Szczesny's final decision, the plan from the sporting department is still to sign a goalkeeper. Of course, this does mean the end of Inaki Peña. Szczesny will be the number one. Szczesny will be the number two next season. The question now is, who will number one be? Will it be Ter Stegen or will it be someone else? But again, if Szczesny staying, he will not go into next season as the starter. Someone else will. I think having Szczesny as a number two is a fantastic option. I know he's a bit on the older side, very short term, but again, it gives, of course, Asterlag and Cochin a year or two to maybe grow in the Barcelona B team. Of course, Inaki Peña is a lost cause at this point, which does also mean that with Szczesny staying, that if Ter Stegen is not number one, he's going to have to go, because of course maybe Ter Stegen will say, oh, I'll be number two, bring someone in, but Szczesny now has accepted that, so that's already been a decision that has been made. So if we do sign a goalkeeper, Ter Stegen has to choose to walk or not play at all, and he probably will walk. So that's again another emphasis on why we have to sign a goalkeeper. This is why signing a goalkeeper would force and probably end Ter Stegen at Barcelona, as pretty much everyone wants as well. So we'll see how this plays out, but Szczesny, El Fumador, will have at least another season at Barcelona. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Marc Casado. Sport have come out saying that Marc Casado, whose contract runs out until 2028, is expected to sign a new 2-year deal until 2030 in the coming days. He has the complete trust and support of both Flick and Deco at the club following, of course, his impressive season from August until that March international break where he got injured. He's been sensational. He overperformed and surprised a lot of Barca fans as well with his ability, with his heart and fight on the pitch. Definitely, of course, deserving of a renewal, and yet another player being locked down for the long-term future. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Eric Garcia. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Barcelona are working on a new deal for Eric Garcia following Rafinha's renewal. Negotiations are underway with Deco after the club rejected an €8 million bid from Como in January. Flick considers Eric key in his squad. According to reports, he's also going to be looking for a 2-year deal. Again, he's going to be entering now the final year of his contract until 2026, which means a 2-year deal will put him towards 2028. I would keep Eric. I think he's done definitely enough, more than enough, to have a spot in the squad next season with his versatility, his good performances as well. Accepting his role, I think, is the most important thing as well. Knowing that he's a squad player, but when that moment comes, he can make it as iconic as he wants to be. I think this will be a great move for him to continue here, but we'll wait and see. It comes down probably the player himself on his decision. Maybe an offer will come in that's very lucrative to him as well. But this will be a big loss, in my opinion. That way you have to rely on Araujo way more consistently, especially on right back as well. So hopefully we can keep Eric Garcia, and that is the club and the sporting department's plan. The next and final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Lamine Yamal de Quiero Mas, who has signed a new contract out of Barcelona, 6-year renewal, putting him until 2031, with him and Araujo having the longest contracts in the first team. Huge renewal for Barcelona, but quite one that was not standard, but no one was really worried about losing on Lamine. Now, money. How much is he going to be making? Of course, at the time, we're hearing he wants to be the most paid player in the squad. He wants to get big money, blah, blah, blah. His deal is very structured on bonuses. Lamine will receive a salary of €8 million net per season, so he's guaranteed about €160,000 per week. The contract renewal also includes many bonuses related to appearances, goals, Ballon d'Or wins as well. If he fulfills them, he will become the highest paid player in the squad. So his base salary is $150K a week. If he achieves all the bonuses in his contract, he will jump and make the most money at the club, passing Lewandowski and Frankie de Jong. This for me is the perfect resolution. I think a base salary of 160, let's say round up if the numbers are wrong, €170,000 per week is perfectly adequate and perfectly fine. And this is exactly what I would have done. Giving him that kind of money, base guaranteed, is just absolutely ludicrous. We didn't even do this with, the young Messi, the prime, youngster Messi coming through. So this for me is 100% the perfect resolution. And we're all very happy to have Lamine Yamal until the age of just 24. It still has probably 10 more years of his career after that. We're gonna get Lamine probably until, hopefully, the plan I would say is until 2040, which, you think about that now, we're in 2025, 15 more years. It's crazy to think about how young this kid is, but the impact's gonna be huge, and keeping the best player in the world in your team is no mean feat. And the final topic that I want to discuss for the end of this video is in regards to FFP, where we at right now. Of course, technically on paper, Barcelona are in the 1-4 rule, and we're now waiting to return to the 1-1 rule with, of course, those VIP boxes coming into play, and also, of course, balancing our salary cap. Now, Luis Rojo of Marc has come out saying that Barcelona is expected to go back into the 1-1 rule for the next summer transfer window. Lickmack has certified the construction of the VIP boxes and prerequisites for the club to be able to carry out normal signings, and following this, the club did announce it officially, saying that Barcelona consolidates the success of the commercial strategy by exhausting the most exclusive location and exceeding 3,700 VIP seats sold, with a forecast of income of more than €335 million in the coming years, with a forecast of 9,400 VIP and hospitality locations in the new stadium, and the goal of reaching €120 million per year in income combined with sponsorships. The project continues to advance at a good pace. As for the VIP ring seats located in the first VIP ring, they are still available, and with an excellent reception, the club has already sold more than 1,000 seats in this category, with prices starting at $5,500 per season, and these products are expected to be available from January 2026. Some areas have also already reached the available and some areas have already reached the availability limit. Man, I wish I was rich so I could just have a box in Barcelona and just go to every single. That's like, that's the ultimate dream, to have your own little section, go whenever you want, let your friends and family go when you can go, or you all go together. That's the dream. But we should be all right in terms of FFP. We should be returned to the 1-1 rule. Our first summer in the 1-1 rule, and God knows how long. Probably since the economic leaders, but again, we had to kind of, sell our future assets to get to that point, which, it's crazy to think about. I think Xavi's last summer, we didn't have 1-1 rule. Last summer as well, we weren't in the 1-1 rule as well, because Nike deal, of course, everything like that came afterwards. But this summer, 1-1 rule is looking basically bang on for Barcelona. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. Main thing, of course, being on Joan Garcia. First, your thoughts on Barcelona signing a goalkeeper. Who would you sign if we can't get Joan Garcia? And your thoughts on the future of Ter Stegen as well. And do you think we will sign Joan Garcia? Secondly, on Rashford, with him being most likely the option that we do sign in the attack, are you okay with that? Especially with the conditions, being on loan for a season, you want someone a bit more long term. Would you go for someone else for, like for example, Luis Diaz, Lamine, or Nico Williams, stuff like that? Thirdly, your thoughts on those sales. Romeu, Lenglet, Ansu, other sales to come as well, like probably maybe Pau Victor, Pablo Torre, and Naki Pena. Find your thoughts on those renewals as well, the Lamine renewal you had with that salary structure or not, and of course Szczesny, Eric, and Casado most likely staying at the club as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca. Yeah.